The following is a presentation of the ERL Ace Championship on Sparkplug Motorsports. Welcome to Brisbane, where Casper LeBeau starts on pole from Nora and Jensen Olsen. Then it's Lam Fong from Drago and your boy, who starts 6th, from Tommy in the 11 car, and Thomas Holtz. I Am Turbo is 9th from Moises Lima, running up the top 10 with teammate Gab Stappen in 11th. Then it's Ryan Burton in 12th from points leader Magic and Star. Then it's Exferno, Silly, Zanchi, and Ahmed Sia. I'm still struggling to pronounce that name. Then it's Claire DeLune, Cosmos Odysseus, Matthew, and Million Brewers. For the second race in a row, Casper LeBeau finds himself on pole. Can he take victory this time out? All 5 lights go on! And the Ace Championship is underway from Queensland, and it's a great start from Nora off the line already. Barrels his way up into the race lead before they make their way through the opening 2 corners. Their good heart numbers. A 5 car of Casper LeBeau drops down to 2nd, and if Lam Fong gets his way, that'll be 3rd for Casper. And just 5-second time penalty has come the way of Tommy. Lam Fong up into 2nd position and getting a pretty good run on Nora. The Manor Motorsport man leads this race, and as we go on board with Casper LeBeau struggling to hold on to his positions in the top 3, he's down to 4th from pole on the grid. Your boy now moves up into 3rd position. Great move from him to get past Casper and get into that place. Thomas Holtz for Team Impulse side by side with Drago, but getting a track limits warning in the process in that number 21 car, and drops right behind the Power Motorsport man. That's Moises Lima, getting a magnificent start from 10th on the grid, up into 6th position already. His teammate has dropped down to 14th though, so not as good a start for him. Ryan Burton in the 6th Good Heart Racing car currently runs in 10th. Star for Junior Motorsports is 9th, but out in front it is Nora, who leads from Lam Fong and your boy. Drago with a track limits warning. Look at that, that's a lunge from Moises Lima to try and get past. Can only really hold alongside. These hand-kick tyres definitely giving these drivers the grip that they need, as Moises is up into 7th position as we were on board with Star there. Jensen Olsen with a track limits warning, his first of the day. The 2 Chip Ganassi drivers not really gelling with this track here in Brisbane as much as they were back in Beijing. Magic, race winner last time out and points leader heading into this race. He's dropped to 19th, didn't have the best qualifying at all. Million Brulez is up into 15th, and Matthews moved up into 19th, so a great start for the Revolution Racing number 12. And Jensen Olsen, 5-second time penalty, causing a collision. That's gotta be with I Am Turbo in front of him. Attack mode's online, and here comes Lam Fong. His theory of attack: go fast, get alongside with a car that's built for combat. Lam Fong moves into the lead for Furniture Row Racing. That's one of the funniest race team names of all time, but of course you've got to remember they are NASCAR champions in real life. On board we go with the number 15. Can't quite find a way to even think about getting past Lam Fong quite yet. I Am Turbo with a 5-second time penalty. That's for track limits. And I gotta say, thank you all for the support on the first ever Ace Championship race in Beijing. Very nice to see so many fans pouring their support for their favourite drivers. As here comes Nora going down the inside and reclaiming the race lead from Lam Fong. You can see the top 5 in a little bunch to their own here. They're all racing each other on strategy, but of course with Tommy having that time penalty, he's not really in this fight for position. Your boy using attack mode to try and get past Lam Fong, but not quite working out. 10 laps to go from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. And Thomas Holt's third and final track limits warning. In 7th position, he's fighting with no one, it seems. And Fong, he's got a very bad run heading into the second sector. He's dropping out of attack mode, striking range. Meanwhile, he's got your boy in Casper LeBeau right on his tail. And oh, full course caution. That is silly. And I don't mean the wreck itself. I mean, quite literally, silly is out of this race. And we've got a caution in the Ace Championship. Very usual to see down at that chicane, drivers without the experience, and even those with experience struggling to get through that chicane. But the full course cautions end. Lam Fong still with the fastest lap of this race. We go back under the green flags. And the man in motorsport number 15 still leads this race coming through the final chicane. We could start seeing some green flag stops quite soon. No one in the top 5 going for it. 43% for Nora. Here comes Lam Fong going down the main straight using attack mode. Through the chicane he comes, and the 13 leads again. Star's coming to the pits. He's the first man to come in. Silly's dropping down the order quite a bit. He's coming to the pits too. Thomas Holt's 5-second time penalty for track limits. Fong now leads this race. And Moises Lima still quite a ways behind the leading pack. As you can see them coming through this chicane, and it does get a lot harder to come through here side by side without the grip to do so. I mean, look at that. That's Zanchi into the wall for the number 8. Zanchi in the barriers. Luckily with a good buffer to Star, but we've got yellow flags in the second sector that should be cleared up right now. They are gone. And you know, that's what happens with low grip in the ERL 01s. You do tend to lose a lot of control the less grip you have, and I think that's just true for any race car. Heading on to the main straight, Fong stays out, but I think most of the others are coming in. In comes Nora, your boy, and Casper LeBeau. Tommy still stays out and is now up in second. Magic with the fastest second sector of anyone in 21st position. Star heading down into the final complex of turns. Pit lane around here, not too long, but also not too short. I think Zanchi might come into the pits too, and damn, he's got no pace, and he didn't even get too much damage from that incident. 26% tire wear. So Tommy probably gonna have issues. But Star reemerges in this race in front of Drago. As look at that Magic in front of the Power Motorsport man. Nora leads from your boy and Casper LeBeau in terms of the drivers who are yet to make their stop and are currently where they are on track. That is Fong who leads from Tommy and Lima. Ryan Burton trying to stay in front of Thomas Holt. As Lam Fong still leads. 8 to go. I think he's going to pit at the end of this lap. Heading on to half race distance, he is into the pits. We expect the drivers on the hard tyres to make it to the end of this race, with the drivers on softs and mediums to probably run the 2-stop strategy. But Ryan Burton now leads for Good Heart Racing. Second place will be Nora, unless Lam Fong's pit crew have pulled a blinder in terms of how quick their stop was. And unfortunately for Lam Fong, he will re-emerge in this race just in front of Casper LeBeau, who gets a better exit coming out of 2. So Lam Fong has dropped from a lead to a net P4. Matthew with a track limits time penalty, his 4th and final warning in that regard. Your boy is just punched in the fastest opening sector, closing up to the back of the race leader, driving for Mana Motorsport. That is the 15 of Nora. As we watch the rest of the field Making their way through the second sector. Claire de Lune with the fastest opening sector. We go on board with the Junior Motorsports number 10 from the Philippines. And honestly, this is a pretty good run for Junior Motorsports with their 9 team in Star. You can see him, he's up in 6th position. And Magic past Drago into the pits for Ryan Burton. Where's he going to re-emerge? I think he's not going to be in the top 10, I don't think. Moises Lima has just come down the main straight and will be in front. So is Million Brules. Claire de Lune with the fastest lap of this race, a 1:04.333, as he's squirming all over the back of Exferno. Can he try and find his way past the Impul driver in front of him? So only had 1 caution today, and that was for Silly for High-Tech GP, who was running a pretty good race last time out in China, but his momentum has stalled out. Casper LeBeau looking back with the 5. He doesn't have attack mode, but Lam Phong does. I think the best that the good Heartman can do is try and use attack charge, and he can't. Lam Phong up in to 3rd position. We go on board with the man in the 5, and he's using attack charge now. He'll get attack mode, heading down the straight, using it on corner entry. That's not the orthodox way of doing it with 5 laps to go. Here comes Casper LeBeau. Sends it down the inside on Lam Phong, and will take 3rd position as Matthew comes into the pit. And the track limits warning for Lam Phong. Matthew's in for his 2nd stop. And for Lam Phong, he's trying all the wrong lines, in my opinion. That is not really where you go if you want to hold on to a position. Casper, textbook move from the 5 there. Definitely learning some things from his dad. Why can't he learn to like, I'm sorry, that's not funny. Here comes Claire de Lune. On board we go with the man who holds the fastest lap in Ace Championship. That gives you an extra point. And for Claire, now 1 position away from scoring that bonus point for the fastest lap. Currently has no points scored right now. If it were to finish like this, as he now drops down to 13th, back behind Million Brules and Exferno, who's still trying to get past. With 4 laps to go, your boy is closing in. Lam Phong is past Casper LeBeau. Star and Drago going side by side down the main straight. Points leader Magic has come into the pits. It's a 10-race championship here, so a race win can definitely determine in whether or not you'll be top 10 in standings. I think it probably locks you into the top 10, if anything, as long as you get some more points. But still, NTC Data, Chip Ganassi Racing. If ever there was such a thing as an immediate fall from grace, we've just seen it from that team. Ryan Burton and Claire de Lune going side by side into the wall and out of the race for Claire de Lune. Claire is out and takes out Cosmas Benitez as well. Oh dear. We've got another caution. Cosmas was handed a 5-second time penalty. That will not be served. And for Nora, your boy, Lam Phong and Casper LeBeau, I think this is a smart time to come in. Well, I think none of these guys are going to benefit if they come into the pits. They're too far away from pit entry. So we go back green, and I think either way, I think the top 4 are still going to pit. In comes Nora, as round the outside goes Lam Phong. He will be leading because your boy is into the pits, and Casper LeBeau follows him in. This will probably be a 2-stop event, quite possibly. As there goes Tommy up into what will become 2nd position. And that's a good stop from Manor Racing to get Nora out of the pits that quickly. Track limits warning for Drago. Currently running up in 3rd position in car number 3. On the back of Tommy, if he can try and get past him, that would be great for Power Motorsport. As we go on board with Star, heading through that chicane, keeps it clean, and they'll probably have an incident with attack mode. Here comes Ryan Burton, side by side with Gabstappen, close to the wall, but gets in front by a nose. They're still side by side. fighting over 6th position. Gab Stappen, the Brazilian rookie in the 1 car, takes 6th position away in that Hyperdrive BBX machine. But now, Ryan Burton with attack mode, not going to be able to get past going down that straight. If he can just get a good run coming through these final set of turns, he's going to look to the outside. Will he dive to the outside again? It'll become the inside for the second half of the chicane. Lam Phong begins lap 12 and he stays out for it. Tommy's into the pits. Going down the straight, attack mode for Ryan Burton, who will take 4th position from Gab Stappen. Exferno has come into the pits as well with Ahmed Sia. Still struggling with that name in specific. And we've got a caution. It's Million Brule! Oh my goodness! Right, the catch fencing. And we've got a caution. We've seen riding the Dente, but have you ridden the catch fence before? Don't think so. Claire DeLune did that exact same thing when he caused the prior caution. But that's something that you often see going through this chicane in particular. You don't see that too often at the opening chicane. But we are back green, and it's a bad restart for Gab Stappen. Nora right on the back of him, and probably going to get past quite quickly. Round the outside as Gab Stappen's hard tires have basically just turned off. Lam Phong is 14 seconds away in the lead, and I think he's going to go for the win. Definitely struggling on our cameras here. Here comes your boy on the back of Nora, gets attack mode and uses all of the attack charge he had remaining, which wasn't a lot. Casper LeBeau further back with a track limits warning. Here comes the 18, side by side, but not in front of the 15. We're on to the penultimate lap of this race. Don't think anyone's going to come into the pits after this. 28% for Lam Phong. Here comes Moises Lima, heading down into the opening chicane. The 2 leads the 3, and they're actually running in the order of their car numbers. That's pretty cool. Ryan Burton holding up the guys who had the net race lead, but now seem like they're probably going to have to fight for it. Nora moves up into 4th position in front of the good heart number 6. And your boy, who's got a 5-second time penalty, by the way, guys, he's on the back of Ryan Burton as well. No real worries for him, though. As a look at this, the mid-pack in the ERL, it's always very enticing, and this time everyone keeps it clean. Zanchi really struggling being outside of the pack. Oh my goodness, his teammate Magic, who's fighting to get back into the points after winning last time out, the first day's championship race winner. We're riding on board with him, and he's honestly... I mean, to score points, he needs to get past both Olsen and Tommy as Lam Phong begins the final lap of this race. Tommy up into 10th position, and I think that Matter Motorsport car of Ahmed Sia definitely going to have a very good run for the points here as Exferno almost collides with the back of Magic. Meanwhile, Nora now going to try and run after 2nd position. Beginning to get overcast here in Queensland, which might affect the Formula E race later today. As Casper LeBeau has gotten past Star. Soft tires beginning to wear off. Off the track. Wide off the track for Nora. But keeps it out of the wall. That's some smart maneuvers from him. Lam Phong is coming through the final sectors of this beautiful racetrack here in Queensland. Side by side for Nora. Can he take 2nd? Going through the chicane. Side by side. Forced off the track. Has attack mode. Side by side for 2nd position. That's 12 seconds off the race lead. And Nora does take 2nd as Lam Phong comes home to win in Queensland. Nora just about holding on to that 2nd position there. Holding on to the move for 2nd, rather. Casper LeBeau can see his teammate, and for the 2nd time for Casper, pole has not been converted into victory for the man driving the 5 car. Star with the fastest lap of this race is to the line for Magic and Sia. And Ahmed takes it by about a 10th of a second. Zanchi set the fastest lap of the race on that final lap there, but this is your podium. Lam Phong, who has driven in the IndyCar series for most of his career, currently drives for Team Forsyth in IndyCar, but is also making starts in the Ace Championship. He takes victory from Nora and Moises Lima, and honestly, I think it's a good thing to have some experience, talent in lower formula, just to show the new drivers the ropes. Nora and Moises Lima running out a 2-3 for Italy. And as for the rest of your finishes, India's Drago comes home in 4th from Ryan Burton and Casper LeBeau. Then it's Star, your boy, after his time penalty was applied. Gab Stappen and Tommy, the top 10. Outside of it, Ahmed Cilia was 11th from Magic and Exferno. Then it's Jensen Olsen, Matthew, Thomas Holt, and I Am Turbo, with Zanchi being the final finisher, scoring the fastest lap on that final lap. The non-finishers were Milian Brules after his audacious wall ride, Cosmas Padisis, Claire DeLune, who took out Cosmas. I don't think I've seen Cosmas being taken out in Australia after an incident down at turn 8. I don't think I've seen that before. And Silly rounding out the non-finishers in the driver's standings. Points leader is now Nora, despite not taking any victories, has scored highly in both races and so leads from Lam Fong and Magic. Then it's Drago, your boy, Silly, Moises Lima, Ryan Burton, Claire DeLune, and Casper LeBeau. The top 10 outside of it is Ahmed Celia and Star from Exferno, Gab Stappen, Tommy, Cosmas Padisis being the last of the drivers who have scored points. Sorry for that. Matthew, Thomas Holt, I Am Turbo, Jensen Olsen, Milian Brules, and Zanchi are still yet to score. So in the constructors' standings, heading into the next round of the ACE Championship in Hyderabad, India, Mano Motorsport lead the way from Power Motorsport and Chip Ganassi Racing. Then it's Furniture Row Racing, Hyperdrive BBX, Campass Meta, Good Heart Racing, Hightech GP, Junior Motorsports, Team Impul, and Revolution Racing. We will see you guys next time when the ERL returns. Sparkplug Motorsports thanks you for watching this presentation of the Electric Racing League.